do a shop update, guys. I'm gonna go over some FAQ questions, my thoughts on the SawStop job site saw, and what I've been up to lately. I'm Linn, and this is the Darbin Orvar channel. I asked you guys if you had any questions on Instagram, and I got a whole bunch of questions. So let's get into it, shall we? How big is your shop space, and would you want a bigger space? The indoor shop is 12 by 16, and this is the size of a one-car garage. Yes, I would love a bigger shop. Ideally, I would love to get land in the country and then build like a timber frame shop. That would be wonderful. And wouldn't it be a good series of videos too? I think so. Do you plan to get a jointer? I do have my DIY jointer, which is a planer upside down. And I would like to get, a more substantial one, but they just take up so much room and I don't really have a lot of room to work with, so yeah. Why do you wear those thick leather gloves when using the hand plane? First of all, sometimes it's kind of cold in the shop, and oftentimes they kind of move the wood around and it's kind of like splintery, so I just kind of keep them on because I like that. Do you speak French? Oui, je parle un peu, mais j'ai oublié presque tout mon français, mais je l'adore, oui. What is your favorite tool? What tool do you wish you could upgrade? Probably the table saw, because I use it all the time. This is also kind of like, if money wasn't an option, what is the one tool you would love to have? If money was no option, I would just get a bigger shop and then, go from there, because it's kind of at a maximum capacity right now. Do you sell your work? If so, where? I do have an online shop, and I sell my waxes and sometimes mallets in the shop. I don't really sell any of the projects that I do. I keep those for my home or for friends and family. So yes, you can check out the shop though for those things that I do sell if you're interested. So this month I've been doing some traveling, and I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite things to do is to plan for what gear to bring along on a trip. So the first thing I did was to make a new bag. I sewed on this pretty heavy leather with my sewing machine onto the canvas, and I only broke 5 needles. I was pretty surprised the needle went through the leather at all, actually, so I'll take that. I also made a tool roll, or a gear roll for camera equipment, mics, batteries, a flashlight. You should always be prepared, right? I recently discovered how to use rivets, and now I want to rivet everything. Love rivets. I haven't really made any bags like this before, and I'm really enjoying incorporating the leather into these kinds of projects. I decided to also make a matching one for the mini tripod, a camera strap for the camera, and then packed it all together. And a little bit more of where I went a little later. Okay, so a very common question that I get is my thoughts on the SawStop job site table saw. So I thought I would go over that right now. So previously I had the DeWalt job site table saw, which is a great saw. I had that for years, and it served me very well. So when I got this, I was curious, like if there was going to be a big difference, because this is a much more expensive saw. I was wondering, am I really going to notice the difference? Things I like. This mechanism works really well, which also makes it really easy to change the blade guard to the riving knife and back and forth. A nice smooth feature. I like that each thing has its own hole. And because things store in here, the riving knife, the guards, they don't get lost under a pile of junk somewhere, so I always know where it is, and I like that. Here's also the instructions for starting the bypass mode. And I wish there was just a simple on-off button, so I didn't have to worry about cutting in, wet wood or in a moist environment. I haven't taken the time to figure this out yet though. It's not as simple as I wish it was. I like how the tabletop is big and it feels very substantial, so I've actually been using this more as a table, like a workspace, since it is very easy to remove the fence and bring the blade down. So how has it been outside in this outdoor environment? Well, this one is also made out of plastic, so it's been great outside so far. I haven't had any issues, and it's made for this environment, which is why I wanted it in the first place. One thing though, when I first got this, I noticed there's no metric on it. There's either one or the other. You can change it, but I wanted both. I see why they did it that way, but I wish I had metric and imperial. Although I have found that I haven't really missed the metric as much as I thought I would. So the only things I haven't really tried so far is the bypass mode, and I don't have a dado stack. And other than that, it wasn't really as heavy as I thought it would be either. And of course, I love having a stand around it. It makes a big difference on my old saw and on this saw. So if you have the situation and it's permanent, make a stand for it. It makes a big difference. So my impression of this saw so far is that it's very nice and I really like it. It is also a lot more money than my old saw, so I mean, you have to decide for yourself whether that is worth it. But it's certainly been great and I've been using it a ton, so. So if you are looking to get some new tools, maybe get a new table saw, then the Home Depot credit card is an awesome way to manage your projects and get some great offers. Now, all the materials that I used to build like the stand around the table saw, as well as all of these other shop projects, can be purchased at the Home Depot using the Home Depot card. So this is great if you're looking to tackle some of these bigger projects with longer term financing, because yeah, we all know that renovating your kitchen or your bathroom can get very expensive. Although the card is also great for everyday projects, as well as those unplanned purchases, like if your oven was to break the night before Thanksgiving or something like that. So you can extend your budget for making home improvements and updates and repairs with this card. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check out the link in the description below for more information. So 2 weeks ago, me and Matt drove down to California from Oregon. Now, if it is one thing I've really learned to love about this country, it's the open road and how awesome it is to drive through a constantly changing landscape. Now, I've driven across the country a couple of times and the experience is always different. This time, we drove to Sacramento, where we had a meetup, and then down to LA for another meetup, and then a meet and greet at Rockler in Torrance the next day. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who came up and said hi. It was really awesome to meet you guys. A couple of days after coming home, we switched direction and drove north up to Seattle. One of the things we did up there was to visit the Lee Nielsen hand tool event, where I met Annie of all trades, who some of you may know. She's a lot of fun. And yeah, those tools are very nice. While in Seattle, we also stopped by Bill and Britt Duran, who run the Punished Props channel. They got a lot of cool stuff there, and we made a dragon priest mask and a mold.
Look at that! Oh, that's a good color. I use